Hello everyone, it's Maddy from Create Your Future. So I do have a client success story today on how to manifest contact from your specific person, even if you aren't talking, even if they said some things in their 3D that make it seem like they are not going to contact you or it's just never going to work. So I did want to share some of the process and breaking that down a little bit. She did send 2 parts. So I will kind of explain a little bit of the first part and then the second part, how she got there, and what you can do even in your 3D reality, working with it, doing intentions, things like that, and relating it to your reality as well going forward. So before we jump into this video, I did want to say that we are having a contest right now. So if you would like to enter, we are giving away 3 free sessions for people who are subscribed to this channel. And then if you like, share, subscribe, comment down below, you can enter that way as well. And share your success stories, what you're manifesting right now, or just something you would like to share. I know I look at all the comments under my videos. I love seeing your guys' success stories and what you're manifesting, and I love intending with you along your journey. So please share that down below. I would love to see it. I know everybody else would love to see it, and we love seeing everybody just sharing and encouraging one another through their journeys. So without further ado, I will read a part of the success story and what she sent in the first time, and we'll kind of break that down before getting into the second part. So here's what she said. She said, "Hello, I hope you're doing well. I absolutely loved our session. Okay, so not a full manifestation, but I've been working on my self-concept, and guess what? My other ex sent me a drunk text saying he misses me. I know it's not from my current SP, but I try to give it a good meaning. You guys are absolutely great, and Maddy, you are the best ever. Thank you." Well, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed our session. That is amazing. And so I'll kind of break down why it kind of looks like this sometimes, where you might get a text from somebody that's not your SP, and what that means and how to make it mean you are getting what you want. So sometimes when you are working on your self-concept and you are working on getting your SP, it can actually manifest other people into your reality, because I like to say that they are also people that might align with what you are looking for, and you'll see kind of birds before land. So birds before land is basically where you will see evidence of your manifestation, but you might see it through other people. But this can be a really good sign. It doesn't have to be negative or that it's not working on your specific person. So don't give up yet. Don't lose heart in that, and don't stop persisting in your story. It is working. It's just that sometimes we have resistance around our specific person. That's why it's so important to start persisting, even when you see things from other people. I would almost take it as a positive. That's what I do, and that's why she said that's why she gives it a good meaning. So that's something that we did talk about a little bit, is giving things a good meaning, making everything mean it's working for you. So let's say, for her example, since we're talking about her success story, that you see an ex that's not your SP text you, no matter if they're sober or not. They still texted you, and they might have said some things like, "I just wanted to see how you were doing," or "I miss you," or it could be, "I just really wanted to talk and I've been thinking about you lately." Honestly, anything. So I would take that as a success and say, you know what? That's actually awesome. I've been doing so much work. I have been really working on myself, my mental diet. I'm doing a really good job, and now I can see evidence of that. And because this person texted me, and I haven't probably talked to this person in a while, right? I'm not even trying to consciously manifest this person, and it still went into their mind that they were thinking about me and wanted to contact me. I'm going to think that, okay, well, this is probably happening with other people too. And it's definitely happening with my SP. I'm seeing literal evidence of this. I just have to keep persisting. So that's a bridge of incidents right there. Especially if you give it that meaning, you could just say, this is my bridge of incidents. This is just another thing to let me know that my manifestation is here. So you could say it's coming. I've noticed that when I've said it's coming, it might keep just coming. So you can say that at first. That's totally fine. And then I'd follow it up with, and I intend that it's already here. It's already manifested. I'm definitely seeing it in my 3D reality every day. I see evidence just like this all the time, but with my specific person. sometimes we do need to be a little bit more specific with what we're intending for. And sometimes we have resistance towards that person. So for example, right, you could have what I like to call a prerequisite for getting your manifestation. And it could mean well, I can't be with him because I'm not pretty enough. And until I learn how to do makeup or dress differently or whatever the story is, he's not coming. So then you would have to teach yourself this whole new skill that it might take a while, or it might not. You might learn it overnight, but don't make it a prerequisite. You could even tell yourself, I'm perfect exactly the way I am. I'm beautiful, handsome, whatever you relate with, exactly the way that I am. I don't have to change a thing. And my person loves me exactly the way that I am. That's why they chose me in the first place. That's why they're dating me in the first place. If I had to change something about myself, then they would go date that person over there that had exactly that thing. But they're not, because they're mine. They're my SP. So if you think about it that way, your SP is not going to want anybody else because they're not you. That's something that we can find really encouraging, actually. Because if your SP only wants you, they like you for who you are. You are not made by mistake. You are exactly who you're meant to be, whatever that looks like. Your personality is perfect. You are perfect. You look absolutely perfect. Keep reminding yourself that. And know that there doesn't have to be a prerequisite in order to get what you want. You don't have to change. You don't have to think that this person over there is better than you or prettier than you, and therefore that's why they're not giving you attention. You don't have to think that you're not good enough because you might have, in your eyes, made a mistake in the past with this person, and therefore you can't get him or her because of it. So for example, I may have lied to them about something that they felt was important, and they expressed to me in the 3D that they felt like it was important. Well, I'm going to intend that even if I can't get past the fact that I may have lied, I could say, you know what, I remember when we had this little speed bump in the road, my responsibility, I take full advantage of that, full responsibility of that. And now our relationship is stronger than ever because I acknowledged that I did that. I apologized and I met their needs the way that they needed them. Therefore, they gave back to me, as in committing to me, being in this full relationship with me, and they were ready to be in a relationship with me. You can make it that. You can make it that you never lied, they never had a problem with it, whatever the story is. But sometimes people just can't get over that story. And that's okay. So that's one way you could do it. And you still make it mean you have your end goal, whatever your end goal is. For this example, it is contact. That is the first end. Everything is an end. So it could be contact, and then next your end is the relationship, and the next end could be an engagement. Whatever the end looks like for you. You can do it in steps. You could do it all at once. It's all up to you and what you prefer. So I will share the second part of this story, and then we'll kind of dive into that as well. So she sent a second email following up, probably about a week later, I would say, saying, "Hi, Create Your Future. I had a session with Maddy a little while ago, and guess what? My SP added me out of nowhere," which he never does. That's the old story. Then he messaged me saying he would like to call, and we had a video call for an hour. "Thank you, Maddy. I realize manifesting an SP doesn't have to be so hard or difficult. Thank you." So that's just evidence right there that she absolutely persisted in the things that we talked about, her specific limiting beliefs. She did have some prerequisites and or some issues with thinking that she was perfect exactly the way she was, and therefore that's why she wasn't seeing her person show up. Also some limiting beliefs around long distance. I don't know if this is going to work because, we're not together all the time, or whatever the situation is. It is just a circumstance. You could, if you're in a long distance relationship, if you are trying to get somebody that is long distance and you may have some limiting beliefs around that as well, a really good intention could be, you know what, I intend that because we're long distance, it made our relationship so much stronger. So when we have come together, it's like an explosive love. Like we've never experienced a love like this, and we can never let it go. I'm irreplaceable to them. I'm irresistible. I'm unlike anybody else they've ever met, and they could not see their life without me. They couldn't even function living without me. in the healthiest way possible. So your manifestations are valid. You can have whatever you want. Don't ever feel bad for wanting what you want. If you do, and that's a prerequisite, I feel bad for wanting what I want. Well, I intend that I know I deserve. I can have this, and I intend to know that I deserve this, and that I can have anything I want. And if I want it, it's meant for me. If it wasn't meant for me, I wouldn't want it. It's kind of like seeing a cookie on, the little stand right there and trying to pick one, and your eye goes like, ooh, and it's the last one. That one's meant for me. It's not meant for Susan behind me. She's behind me, or else if it was meant for her, she'd be in front of me picking out that cookie. I'm just saying. So if you kind of think about it that way, everything is meant for you that you want. You're seeing it when you need to see it. I intend that everybody in this video that's watching it, you get all the answers you need. You know exactly how to figure out what you need to intend for. You are hyper aware of your thoughts. That's something that I really like to intend as well, because then you know exactly what you're thinking about a situation, what your automatic assumptions are. And then you can actually learn from there. So like, for example, right, let's just say my SB's not texting me. Well, what if my automatic assumption is, well, he's probably with another girl? I have my intention right there. I intend that I'm the only one he has eyes for. I intend that I'm the only one that he could ever want to be with, he could ever think about being with. Yeah, he is with a girl. He's with his mom. Like you could even make it like that if you can't really get he's with a girl out of your mind. You could say, yeah, he's with his mom. He's with his sister, his cousin, like whatever you want. He's with like some family member or a trusted friend, whatever you want to do, whatever easier for you. If you really can't get the story of he's with another girl, vice versa, she's with another guy. Yeah, she's with her dad. Stuff like that. It kind of makes sense, right? Because you're going to see your parents. If they, if that doesn't resonate with you, they're with a family member. They're with a trusted friend. They're with a colleague that they have no interest in whatsoever. So something like that you could think about, and just making the story work for you, making it make sense to you. Sometimes you could use a little bit of logic in there, like, oh, they're not texting me. It's 1 p.m. They usually take a nap around 1 p.m. I remember that. They're definitely not ignoring me. They don't do that on purpose. So you're still reminding yourself, good story. They don't ever ignore you. They're never ignoring you. So you'd say, like, they're always consistent with me. They love communicating with me. It's their favorite part of their day. And then they always initiate contact with me. I see evidence every single day in my 3D reality. But then you're also reminding yourself, like, hey, they're taking a nap. That is normal stuff. And it's like, in your mind, that's logical. You're like, oh yeah, they do that like every day, don't they? They are taking a nap, so it eases your mind into the new story instead of hyper focusing on the old story. But that's a perfect example of how to recognize what some of those limiting beliefs are when it comes to, your specific situation. Is what's your first thought that comes to mind when you're thinking about your person? Or, for example, here's a really good one. Why do you think you and your specific person are not together? Why do you think they're not manifesting? I really urge you to really think about that, and just think about the first couple things that come to mind, write them down. It doesn't matter if they're positive or negative. I want you to write it down, see what it says, and you're going to see some limiting beliefs right there. I'm just letting you know. It might not be everything, but it will definitely be some initial limiting beliefs, and you will go far with just doing that. I promise. Create some intentions around that. Intentions could be just literally the opposite, kind of what we just talked about with he or she might be with the opposite sex and, they're totally not into me anymore. They're moving on without me, And so it's like, okay, well then that's an easy intention to do. I intend that they only have eyes for me and they're only interested in me. Everybody else is platonic, totally not anything to worry about. Because if I'm irreplaceable in their life, they're not going to try to replace me with someone else. I'm irreplaceable. So you can make it make sense to you. You totally got this. I intend that everybody that watches this gets success, and I am manifesting with you in the comment section. Don't ever forget that. And I'm rooting for each and every one of you. If you want to create a session with me, you can do so down below. And I would love to hear from you. I'd love to help you and be with you along this journey. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.